Hello YouTube, this is Keith Kevin Kent. How you doing? How you doing? I hope you're doing well. It's time again for the knife of the day. Now we have some people painting the hallway of my apartment outdoors, and I keep hearing them talking. I doubt if you can hear them, but that's why I'm talking. I didn't shout out, how you doing? But I did do some buying. I bought 3 new knives, and Spyderco just came through. Sent an email. I think it's either 3 or 4 new knives coming from Spyderco. All of them really nice knives. They aren't the brand new Spyderco knives. I mean, they're brand new, but they're coming from distributors, so they're variations on new knives. I think you'll really like these knives that are coming up from Spyderco as part of the Collectors Club. You'll be able to see them as soon as I get them. So that means we have a lot of knives of the day coming your way. I don't know when they will hit us, and I'm actually out of town the first part of next week, so we'll see what we can do. But the good news is I've been trimming my collection, and my intention was to trim it, and we'll do a couple more trimmings, but to trim it and then just spend time on the Collectors Club. In fact, people who have bought knives did 2 things. They helped me start a new collection. It's called Cameras and Lenses. Maybe one weekend we'll do that. I'm excited about it. But also making sure that I can afford all these knives coming from Spyderco, because I'm in the Collectors Club, but you still have to pay for them. So I was on knifeart.com, and I just had to buy 3 knives from them. I bought a lot of Chris Reeve knives from them in the past, a lot of Hinderers, but mostly Chris Reeve knives. I do have 2 other knives that I'll show you tomorrow. Today is Wednesday. I'll show you on Thursday and Friday if you're following me daily. If you're not, well, if you're watching in the future, just look at the other videos that are on the playlist. But, oh man, I have to tell you now, I have been lusting, pure lusting. If you're a collector, or if you just like nice things, nice knives, and I know you guys do, I have been lusting after the Hinderer Maximus ever since it was introduced. I think it was introduced, I don't know, one of the SHOT Shows or something, and I've just been wanting it. And I was on knifeart.com, and I saw this one, and I had to buy it. It's the perfect knife for me. So let's talk about the Hinderer Maximus. This is the brand new one. Copper and carbon fiber. What a wonderful mixture. So let's talk about it. I love this thing. I've been playing with it ever since I've got it. First, as you can see, it's a dagger. Okay? It is a flipper. It's a dagger. And this is rare nowadays, it is sharp on both sides. Now, some of my Microtech daggers are sharp on both sides, the fronts, but this is, and I'll tell you, I keep reminding myself, watch how you close your knife. Just watch how you close your knife, right? And so, I've been kind of just, are we still on? Yeah. I hate when on an Apple phone some kind of random thing pops on your screen. It shouldn't be, so I'm sorry. Anyway, it threw me off. Anyway, I love this thing. And so, because it is like that, I get worried because, I automatically push it down. The good news is, I just picked this thing up yesterday after work, and here's the nice thing. Look how smooth this thing is. That's how you can do it without being affected by it. It is the smooth, whoops, almost did that, see? But it is the smoothest thing. And it flies out there, flies out. Hinderer has their flipper down pat. Now let's talk about this blade. Again, it is a dagger, sharp on both sides. It's stone washed. I mean, everything about this knife to me is perfect. I just love it. It's stone washed. It's Crucible's 20 CV steel. Remember, I talked about CV steel on the Paramilitary 2. There was one of our last knives of the day. And I'll show you that at the end of this when I compare the sizes. The size is about the size of a Paramilitary 2. You know, whenever I saw it on video, I thought it was a lot bigger and heavier, especially when you put the bronze and stuff, but it's really not. So it's got great steel. I love that it's stone washed. You can see USA and the Crucible. And then on this side, the Hinderer side. I love that they kept the blade clean as well. It is so smooth. Then you talk about the copper pivot screw from Hinderer. You know, their classic screw where you can adjust it with a coin. The copper that keeps in the clip plate on this side and holds the clip on the other. This is left hand and right hand tip up only. And what I love that they chose to do, I just think it's great. Usually you get flush everything, right? So like the pivot is kind of flush. And then, but here it's not. See how it sticks out? Again, it has a bronze standoff. The one standoff is this beautiful bronze standoff. Then it comes out with these thick screws that you can feel. It's so great. And then, of course, it has, not of course, but it has titanium liners that make up most of the handle. And that titanium has then been anodized bronze. So this isn't bronze. At first I thought it was. It's titanium. They anodize it bronze. And then they have this black carbon fiber. You know that carbon fiber? I get it from the Chris Reeve carbon fibers, some of the Spyderco carbon fibers, just quality all the way carbon fiber, that kind of carbon fiber, black. And then I love the play where you get the liners to play with it. And so it's an inlay. And so really, instead of, this is one of those, it's not a liner lock really. It's a frame lock. It just has, whoops, see how I almost go down. I mean, you can close it like this. It does have space where you can push it over. But when I'm talking mindlessly closing it, I almost cut myself by reaching up and hitting the blade. Now the folks are painting and sweeping with a vacuum cleaner. So if you hear, my mic is pretty close to my mouth. You may not hear, but if you hear some of that, that's what that is. The clip is titanium as well, anodized. And of course they stop right outside my door because that's what people do. I love the whole dagger process. It feels great. And then you have it with the two on the side, flips, and you still have the two so you don't slide up. It looks great. Man, I'm telling you, I wish you had this in your hand. It feels great. You know, sometimes you lust after something, and when you get it, you go, okay, that was okay. My expectations exceeded what it was once I had it in my hands. I am so happy I waited until I got the copper and carbon fiber version of it. These copper studs are unbelievable. The anodization job is excellent on both the clip and of course on the liners or handle, I guess. The lock is smooth, and oh, the action is smooth right out of the box. What a great knife. So let's talk about some of the numbers. I've been just lusting over this knife ever since I opened it up yesterday. And I'm very happy with the other two knives, and you'll see those too. They're just two of my favorites and different. But let's talk about this knife. Again, the Dagger Stonewash blade in CPM 20 CV steel, 3.5 inch blade. The entire length is 8.1 inches. It sounds long as as the total length, but it's not as long as you think, and you'll see when I put the Paramilitary 2 next to it. And it's thin, nice and thin, but it has that manly heft to it. Here's the part that I worried about was the weight. It's only 4 ounces. It's 4 ounces, and it feels a lot less than 4 ounces. You know, my favorite knife changes every time I get something new. I know that happens with everybody, including you guys. But by far, yes, it's a tactical knife. It's a dagger. But it's beautiful as well. It's super beautiful. 4 ounces, only 4 ounces. So the knife of the day, something I've been lusting after, Hinderer Maximus, but this is my special Hinderer Maximus with copper studs, titanium, anodized bronze, and then this wonderful carbon fiber, all of it to make a perfect knife. And of course, the Hinderers with these plates and with their clips, you can change them out with all kinds of different variations on the clips and stuff. But I love it. Clean lines, wonderful steel, wonderful, and right out of the box, hello, smooth as could be. And it settles really nice, the blade, in between. So it's not even close to cutting you on the edges. Okay, you don't get close to that knife once it's in there, which is perfect as well. I just think it's the perfect knife for me. It's called the Hinderer Maximus. It's brand new. Thought you guys would appreciate. Come on. Thank you. Thought you'd appreciate some new knives. I know I do. And don't forget, I got the email yesterday from Spyderco. We've got, I think it's 3. Yep, 3 brand new knives, great steel, a lot of variations. I think you're going to really love the Spydercos once I get them in my hand. I'm trying to figure out, I hope I get them before I leave on Sunday. It's a quick trip from the East Coast to Atlanta down south. I don't know how I'm going to handle that if I don't get them over the weekend. So I'm hoping my Godfather sends it to me in time for me to do the videos so that I'll post them before I leave. I won't post them all before I leave. I'll record them and I'll post them from my business meeting. You guys have a perfect day. There you have it. Knife of the day. Don't forget to subscribe. That really helps me out. Turn on your notifications so you don't miss anything. I keep telling you I'm going to be doing stuff over the weekend. Then the weekend comes and I just get gaga and crazy. But it's going to come. And let's see, what else? I really appreciate all of you. Keep those pockets full. Take good care of yourselves. Goodbye.